Hello guys, welcome back to Beyond the Realms, and today I am joined by Krazy J, which you've seen before, and today a very special guest, Little Headbanger from Horror's Ball. Right on. So today, we're big Breaking Bad fans, and have talked about it a lot here on the channel, and we figured today we're going to go around and talk about 3 of our favorite episodes, each one of us here. And, we got the barrel sitting here, thought it was kind of appropriate for the video, so.
And this.
Yes, and of course we got Walt here, which we hope doesn't fall. It's kind of just janky, but it might work, we'll see. So yeah, we're just going to go around, we'll each tell, 3 of our favorite episodes. We're going to go one at a time. So Krazy, why don't you start off, man? What's your one of your favorite 3 episodes?
My first of the favorite 3 is 4 Days Out from season 2.
Oh yeah,
that's
what a great one.
That episode from the very beginning always stuck with me because they're out in the desert. They go to cook for 4 days and get stuck, and then that's when they have to use Walt's smarts to get out of the situation. Like how a classic Breaking Bad is.
Leaves the key in the ignition. They got to build the
battery. Dies.
Yeah.
And he berates Jesse the whole time. Kind of like the cornerstone of the show.
Yeah.
The relationship there is like, and that's what considered one of their bottle episodes because they didn't have a lot of money, so they just shot that all on location in the RV, which is a studio, and that was the whole episode. And that episode is just from the very first time I saw it, I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it, and you learn a lot about Walt and Jesse then too, even more so.
Oh, definitely, man, and the whole DIY aspect of that episode too, just that whole period, how. It's all winging it, and they're just doing it,
Yeah.
Great pick, though.
Yeah.
For me, my first one is Grilled from season 2, episode 2. The one where Tuco gets killed, which Tuco is one of the most colorful characters of the show, no doubt. Very over the top, very crazy, and we're getting a little bit of rain here. Hopefully we don't get, downpoured on. But, Grilled, I love that episode. I love, Tuco's just insane. He's got them captured. He's going to take them to Mexico. He's forcing them against their will. Hank ends up coming in, saving the day without even knowing it. It's just, I love that episode, man. Really, really awesome. So what you got, Hope?
I hope we don't pick any of the same episodes.
We might. It's very possible. Because we didn't tell which ones we're picking here, so it's very possible.
So one of my favorites is from season 2, and it's Peekaboo.
Oh,
When Jesse gets robbed of, and what is it, an ounce?
Yeah, it's
an ounce.
I think it is.
Yeah. And he ends up going to these people's house that stole from him, and there's a kid at the house. It's the
crackheads.
The crackheads kid is at the house, and the house is complete trash, and Jesse ends up getting his ounce back, and he saves the kid, I think.
Yeah.
Well,
In the ATM.
And
the skank.
And the husband of the wife dies because his head got crushed in an ATM by his wife.
I ain't no skank.
Yeah, so I don't know why, but I just love that episode.
It's really good.
I love that episode.
It's just touching, Jesse is very calm and collected with the kid and takes him out, sets him there, knows he's going to be safe, the police coming.
Go.
So we got caught by rain outside, so we had to move in here into the Beyond the Realms studio. So Krazy, episode 2, second favorite.
Season 4, episode, it's 10 or 11, it's Crawl Space.
Oh, man.
And where, that's where the the showdown between Walt and Gus comes to a head, and Walt's taken out into the desert, and his whole family's threatened, and so he runs to get his money and save his family, but the money's not there anymore.
The end scene where he's laughing, man,
that is one of my favorite scenes in the entire show, and that's one of my favorite absolute episodes.
Oh, it's amazing all the way through. My second pick would be from season 3, episode 7, 1 Minute. That's the one where Hank gets shot. I mean, it's so just amazing. That Tuco's cousins are coming for him. He gets the call with the altered voice. You have 1 minute, they're coming to kill you. He's just very intense and he's very paranoid. And just a very, I mean, you talk about one of the most intense moments of the whole series, and just how it just plays out very realistic too with how it goes, and it just, I don't know, I love that episode.
Okay, my next one is the last episode of season 3, Full Measure.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because that is when it's the first time Jesse ever killed anybody, and he killed Gale. And he was Gus Fring's pick to be Walter's assistant. And that episode is just, I can't even, like...
And he totally didn't want to do it, you know, like him and Walt going back and forth, who's going to do it, and Jesse finally decides to do it, but just the pain on his face in that episode and how scared he is.
But they cornered and made him do it because Walt was taken
there was
hostage.
no choice.
Yeah.
It was him or them.
Yeah.
Very good episode. So, third pick, Krazy.
Final one, Ozymandias, season 5. Gosh, man, everything.
And this is a combination because that's my pick.
Everything
too.
comes to a head, and talk about an emotionally destroying episode.
Crap, man.
I mean, as television is like, that is a defining episode of television in my opinion. It's
especially the cliffhanger leading up to that, the shootout. Oh my God, what happened? You know, everybody's like, what happened? Is Hank died? Is he not dying? I pretty much thought, like we talked about, like I think he's dead. And it sucks, man, because you know I really liked Hank a lot. I think he was like one moral cornerstones
in the
series. Yeah, it just. Great, man.
And then it just wrecks you. Like, I mean, the whole thing is one heartbreaking moment after another. And like, all of Walt's misfortunes, all what he's done comes down on everyone's heads in that episode. And that's why I love it so much.
Major revelation.
It's perfect.
Yeah, that's my pick too. Like I said, we didn't talk about these beforehand, but I kind of figured we would pick the same one because we've talked about how, oh my God, that episode was so awesome.
And we've watched it together through
exactly,
Skype. It was like, the end we didn't say a word.
Because I didn't have cable during the last half of the season, so he set up Skype. I watched it through Skype, and we got to talk about it as we were watching, which is pretty awesome. So, yeah, that's my pick also. So, Hope, what do you got for your third one?
My third one is Felina.
Oh!
Yeah, great one.
Because I cry every single time when I watch that one, and that's probably the episode that I've watched the most.
That's a great one.
Yeah, and everything just ties together, like...
A perfect ending.
Yeah, and, like... Walter, he poisoned Lydia with the...
Ricin.
Ricin, and he was, like, cooking meth because he finally got greedy about it, and he admitted that he was doing it for himself.
Yeah, and I did it for me, he says.
Oh.
And just the last scene where he's just lying on the ground, and just thinking about it makes me want to cry.
Yeah.
Baby Blue on that scene is awesome. I love that song.
How he's like walking around touching everything and he collapses. And
he left his blood on the
That's awesome.
the machine.
And and plus with the gas mask is like a reference to season 1. I mean, the very beginning. Yeah. It's like,
you know, the one thing, the poison of Lydia, that's always been one thing of this show where I thought it was a little bit of a stretch, because how did he get it in a packet and it's sealed? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, no, she's going to take that one. That's one aspect of this show. It's like, that's a little bit of a stretch, which is saying a lot, because with everything it had in the show, it's like, man, it's very plausible. But that was the one thing where I was like, a little bit, you know, but still, it's
it works.
Yeah, it still works. Great episode, though. Great, perfect ending to the series.
When he touches Holly's head, I was like, that's like in the room with her alone. Like, that's all. I mean, well, him and Skylar, that's awful. That scene that about wrecks me.
And the last time he sees Walt Jr., he's watching him from the corner.
Yeah, he didn't even get to talk to him.
Exactly.
That's.
And his son hated him, you know. I mean, it's a shame how it was.
It's a perfect ending.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Absolutely awesome show. Like I said, we talked about this. Me and Krazy had on here. You know, I've done several videos about Breaking Bad. And, you know, Little Headbanger here wanted to do a video. I was like, you know, well, Krazy's here too. Why don't we just all do a video?
We're all
talk
fans
about
of the
this?
show.
And, you know, needless to say, spoiler video. It's
Spoiler
a little late
alert.
now. But I'll put it in the description. But, yeah, I mean, if you're watching this and you haven't seen the show and you didn't care to have it spoiled, you got to go back and watch it, because even us talking about it doesn't matter. When you see it, it's just amazing and it floors you. When you guys agree,
oh
man, I don't think you can overstate this show. It's really a show you can't overhype. I mean, everybody knows that's watched has been like, damn, this is one that really lives up to the hype.
And every episode is great.
Yeah, and it just keeps getting better. And it really does play like one 62-hour movie. I mean, it does.
Yep,
It's like one huge movie. You know?
It's not like a show. It's not.
It's so much better production value, especially acting. Everything is just, it really raised the bar for TV shows, I think, man, in a lot of ways.
Yeah. TV's not the same for me.
Yeah, it's really not. So yeah, guys, that's it. Little Headbanger, I really appreciate you joining me. I'm sure we'll do more Krazy. It's always a pleasure. And guys, you've been watching Beyond the Realms. Check out Breaking Bad, guys. Have a good one. Later.
Yep, we're going. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What do you say, horrors ball?
Hey!